Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to find the x and y intercepts of our parabola based off of its equation. And the equation is y equals 4x squared minus 20x plus 25. So let's put a line in the sand here so we can focus on the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts. Now the x-intercepts, I don't want to start off with the x, I want to start off with y. The y-intercept is the easier of the two intercepts to find, so y-intercept. What it boils down to is we just look at the last number right there, and that's it. So we have 0, 25. That's the y-intercept. And the reason why that's the case is we're putting 0 in for x. So we're looking at 4 times 0 squared minus 20 times 0 plus 25. That's what it means to be a y-intercept, is that you're on the y-axis, therefore you haven't moved anywhere on the x-axis. All this 0 stuff cancels out, disappears, goes away, leaving you with just 25. Now for the x-intercepts, that requires a little bit more work. So the x-intercept is something like a number, comma, 0. Our y value is now 0, meaning we're looking at 0 is equal to 4x squared minus 20x plus 25. We need to try to solve this quadratic. First step I'd always recommend, try factoring and hope that it works. Otherwise you have to do the quadratic formula, which can work, but it's just a lot more work to do. So what I'm going to do, and what I like to do when I have a leading term, my coefficient that's not 1, I like to kind of lay out the factors here. So I'm going to go 4x and x and 2x and 2x. And then here's just a big old game of guess and check. What are our factors of 25? Well, 5 and 5, and then we have 1 and 25. I'm going to kind of think it's going to be somewhere in 5 and 5 range, so play around with that, see what I can do. I put a 5 here, put a 5 there. What happens? I'll get 20, and then I will end up getting, let's see, so 20 and 5. Cannot combine that to make 25. So that's probably not going to work. Let's put 5 and 5 here. Let's see here, I would get 10 and 10. Okay. Now I need it to be negative 10, so if I put minus signs, that works out. So now I've factored it, and I gotta remember this is an equation. Oops, bring the marker back. So I'm looking at 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. And this stems from the fact that a times b equals 0 if and only if a equals 0 or b equals 0. And so instead of saying a, we're saying 2x minus 5. As a result, we solve that little equation, and we end up getting x equals 5 over 2. And that's the only x-intercept on this one because it's just repeated right there. And so what that means is that the graph looks something like this right here. Kind of just comes down, kisses the x-axis, and goes back up. And that's how we find the x and y intercepts.